Hey guys, I'm Sampada, and before we get into the shipping, let's remember the 3 points again. 1. Canonicity doesn't matter. 2. Anime is my canon reference point. And 3. I'll do all sorts of ships normal, yaoi, and yuri. Now, let's begin. Franky and Robin. This is a ship that we were introduced to in the Water 7 NES lobby arcs. Their individual characters. Robin is a quiet and mature character who has a very peculiar sense of what she finds cute. She often points out the morbid scenarios, usually scaring the unfortunate Usopp or Nami nearby. She is usually the voice of reason of the crew but isn't afraid to go along with the craziness of her crewmates. Franky is a super cyborg who can perfectly switch between mature and childish as times require. He is actually a really kind cyborg who does not like to accept when he is crying. He is a little too compassionate and often doesn't hesitate to help people in need. Development of the ship. Franky undoubtedly had a strong opinion about Robin going around the world and reviving weapons. Franky tried to sacrifice himself on the sea train to make sure that the Straw Hats got away, but Robin just returned to CP9. He tried to talk to Robin on the train. She told him about how Iceberg was alive and how Franky should keep quiet about it. Franky noticed her kindness. Robin told him how she would hurt her friends just by being with them, to which Franky immediately told her that just being there or just existing wasn't a sin. This statement had a profound impact on Robin as she had now accepted it as a truth. During their times together as the prisoners of the world government, Frankie realized that Robin was actually carrying a huge burden. Frankie finally managed to have Robin meet her crew and accept their help. Robin and Frankie put up a fight at the Bridge of Hesitation to steal the ship. Finally, with the help of the Going Merry, everyone was able to get back to Water 7. Once they reached Water 7, Frankie just refused to join the crew, and Robin decided to get a little rough with him. We all know how that went for Frankie. Moments throughout the series. This ship actually has quite a lot of moments throughout the series which might be subtle and easily oversighted. Frankie telling Robin that her existence wasn't a sin on the sea train. Frankie asking her to accept her friend's help over and over and over. Frankie getting her to meet the Straw Hats. Frankie blocking bullets for her and stopping an elephant attack her. Robin grabbing Frankie's balls so he would join the crew and quite literally calling him a treasure in the process. Robin using her wings to save Frankie on Thriller Bark. Meeting each other after the time skip where Frankie called her beautiful or attractive and she smiled at him saying that he hadn't changed. Robin sketching and Frankie complimenting it. Frankie saving Robin while she was drowning on their journey to Fishman Island. Then asking Frankie if she was his friend, and Frankie saying, yeah, she's different, isn't she? Frankie sleeping on Robin's lap after being captured by Caesar. Robin wants to lend him a hand when Frankie can't fix his own face because he's crying at Sabo being such a great big brother. Wearing matching tank tops shirts after Dressrosa. Parallels between these characters. Both of these characters actually have quite a lot of parallels to them, character wise and story wise as well. Both of these characters were introduced as villains in their respective arcs. They both have something to do with the ancient weapon Pluton and are the so-called keys to it. Both of the characters were extremely negatively impacted by the world government, both by executing or killing a teacher that they looked up to, being Professor Clover first and then all the scholars for Robin and Thompson for Frankie. Both Frankie and Robin are geniuses in their respective fields. Both of them were abandoned by their family and were adopted by a scholar in that respective field. Both of them had adopted different names for a certain purpose. Robin being Miss All Sunday while working for Baroque Works, and Cutty Flam being Frankie's original name. Both Frankie and Robin had their backs injured in Dressrosa, Frankie because of Senior Punk's suplexes, and Robin while protecting Rebecca. Why it makes sense for these characters to be together. It was actually pretty difficult to find these reasons as they are very subtle, but well, here goes. Angel and Devil. Despite O'Hara citizens repeatedly being referred to as demons and Robin being called the demon child, with Frankie it's different. His proper interaction with her is her telling him to keep quiet about Iceberg being alive. He immediately notices her kindness. She uses her Cienfleur wing for the first time to save Frankie as he is falling, portraying her like an angel. She's always introduced to Frankie over and over again as an angel. Frankie's type. I don't know what to call it, but Frankie seems to be interested in a specific type of women. When Lola asks him to marry her again, Frankie says he's too super for her. When he kisses Queen, the factory manager in Dressrosa, he calls her an immature tramp, and love with someone like her would drive him nuts. So we can establish that Frankie isn't interested in younger women and thinks that he is too super for normal women. Now, when Frankie is at the sea forest and Robin shows up, he says she's different or odd or something else, depending on the translation. Isn't she? Is what he says. He also openly says that's attractive or a beautiful woman and calls her a super archaeologist. Now, Robin is different, not immature. She's super and beautiful and attractive, just the type that Frankie is looking for. So it would make sense for him to at least try and take a chance. Robin's open reprimands. You know how they say close enough to actually have a fight, meaning that two people need to have a certain level of comfort or care about each other, otherwise, they will just ignore or gloss over each other. Frankie is the only person who Robin openly reprimands. She tells him that he shouldn't make a face or talk in Chopper's body. She says that the docking is literally an embarrassment to her as a human being. When Sanji says he wants to see her dock, she just gives him a death glare, not openly saying anything. Throughout the series, the only person Robin actually truly does reprimand by saying something is Frankie. Robin grabbing Frankie's balls. This iconic scene can never be missed out while talking about Robin or Frankie. When Robin calls his balls, Robin says, everyone knows that pirates won't give up a treasure once they have set their sights on it. Now that we have this one in our palms, I won't give it up without a fight. This is also one of those rare times where Robin volunteers to do something. Usually, she is in the background advising her crewmates, following orders given by the captain, and helping her crewmates, backing them up. Their character arcs. Robin and Frankie have a very peculiar thing about their character arcs. Robin was abandoned by everyone and lived for 20 years running away, betraying, and using people. She finally found and joined the Straw Hats, where she found a place that accepted her for who she was and finally felt like she wasn't alone anymore. Frankie was abandoned by his parents and was accepted at Thompson, where he fights a family and solace. Robin says that she would hurt the Straw Hats just by being with them. Frankie's shipwriting mentor, Thompson and Iceberg, were attacked and hurt because of the Battle Frankie series that Frankie had created on his own. Robin is scared that one day the Straw Hats will just give up on her and leave her. Iceberg had given up on Frankie and left him for the time being, saying that he will never forgive Frankie. Everything that Robin is scared of is something Frankie has already experienced. He knows and understands firsthand the way she feels and why she feels it. Just like Zoro understands Luffy's pain more than anyone else since he has experienced it firsthand, nobody else other than Frankie would be able to understand Robin to that level. Other minor reasons. Frankie is the only Straw Hat who knew about Robin before meeting her. Robin almost always prefers being around Frankie. Robin usually refers to Frankie as Anata, which means you when you don't know a person, like when you don't know their name or when you meet them for the first time. But is also a common way for Japanese women to refer to their spouses when you know the name. Robin's sense of finding things cute is a little different from the norm. She finds Cerberus cute at Thriller Bark and Ryunosuke cute when they are climbing Zoo. Frankie isn't conventionally attractive, but it might be what Robin's senses chime to. So there you have it, guys. These are my reasons to ship Robin and Frankie. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next time.